Morning YouTube, how are we? Today is going to be a bit different. As you can see, I am on the bike. It is the morning and I thought that today I would take you on a journey with me through what I do, how I move, my training, eating around all of that to support the energy expenditure. And the reason it's going to be a bit more interesting than usual is because there's a car event going on locally near where I usually go for daily walks. So because I'm such a big car fan, I thought I'd bring you along for the journey. It's going to be mainly classics, but there are going to be some new cars there, and judging by the weather, we should be able to take the car out ourselves. And yeah, just hope you find it a bit insightful into how much activity I do outside of the gym. It could often burn more calories than what you would end up doing in the gym anyway. I'm lucky I've got this bike in the morning that I warm up on. Used to hate the bike, but after a stress fracture in my toe last year, which meant that I was in a boot and couldn't walk, I wanted to be able to still be able to do some cardio basically. So I bought this cycle and train in my pajamas. So I'm going to get this done, have a shower, and then show you how I break my fast with a light breakfast, because I tend to eat a bit later into the morning. I tend to just have a copious amount of bananas. So I like having a lot of bananas because they go down easily. It is late, so I want my what I would consider the first proper meal of the day, which would be lunch, because that will be a lot more starchy carbohydrates, a lot more filling, a lot more voluminous. So this is usually just a shake and bananas, just over 200 grams, so that's 40 grams of carbs with the bananas alone. Then I will make the shake with decaf instant. I do like good quality coffee, but when you're putting it into protein, it doesn't matter. So hot water. I'm having soy milk, not because I believe dairy is bad, because dairy is good. Just over 200 ml of soy milk, so that'll be just over 5 gram carb, 6 gram protein, and just under 4 grams of fat. Now I need some proper protein to go in there from the other room. Whey isolate, because it mixes better, digests more quickly, decent flavour, higher protein content, all of that good stuff. 25 grams of that, 21 grams of protein, add to the 6 from the milk or soy milk, 27 grams protein so far. And then we'll get a little bit more in the oats. Sometimes I'll blend the bananas or frozen bananas into this shake, but at the moment I'm hungry. I like to eat things. I think it's important to eat as much as you can rather than drink your calories, because we're humans, our mouths and teeth are designed to eat. So if you don't masticate, that's masticate, then you're not going to be giving your brain the right signals that it's eating, so it could lead to overconsumption if you just drink too many calories, because your mouth isn't doing what it's designed to do. By this point, I will already have drunk around 500 to 600 ml of water, so well hydrated before any of this goes in. Small bowl, and I'll show you why. Golden syrup sachet of oats, 24 grams of carbohydrate. I mix it in this little bowl because in the microwave it will cook more quickly, but also you'll put less water or less milk in, so it doesn't absorb as much, so it doesn't expand as much, therefore it's not as voluminous, so it doesn't fill me up as much. Because I know that I and a lot of other people, when they have oats or porridge, it can fill you up and make you feel like you don't want to eat for hours and hours, which is great if you're trying to lose weight. But if you actually want to eat multiple times during the day, you can still use oats, just reduce the amount of liquid that goes into it, especially because I like my oats thick, like really thick. Add more protein, so we'll be up to about 30 grams protein by now. Microwave for a minute max, and they are dry. See that? I don't care what you say, I like them thick. Oh, and the other thing to add into the shake, a bit of creatine. And that is a simple, very basic way that I break my fast. So the car show was a mix of classics and modern. And for a static car show, it was really good. As you can see, there were some classic Porsches, Astons, Jaguars, and my current favourite Ferrari, the 812. It was just a great chance to get up close and personal with some of these cars, like the new Purosangue, some classic Porsches, and this modified Abarth with Lamborghini doors. It just gives you a chance to see a lot more detail about some cars that are old or new that you would have missed and wouldn't actually get a chance to experience. Back home, and it is warm, so a change was needed. Let's start with some fruit, and then I will show you how I make my world famous omelettes. Full fridge, as you can see, fish, chicken, fruit, veg, protein, all the good stuff. I'm going to start with some cherries before you get filled up with all the good stuff of protein and fibre from air fried mushrooms that I just dropped into hot soapy water. So I air fry the mushrooms for several reasons. One, because I enjoy them outside of an omelette rather than in it. I get a better consistency when I cook the omelette that way, when it's just the egg, and I can enjoy them on their own. I can get on with the other stuff whilst they're air frying, so it's a time saving thing as well. Olive oil spray, salt is essential with mushrooms, and pepper. 10 minutes at about 160. The tomatoes and spinach I will heat up very briefly in the microwave, then stick them and the plate in the grill, which kind of crisps up the spinach, and with some salt on it, makes it taste really good, and it keeps the plate warm, because there's nothing worse than hot food on a cold plate. And if you ever get served hot food on a cold plate in a restaurant, be sure to send it back and ask for it to be served properly. A bit of spray on the spinach, which will help in the grill. Eggs and egg whites, because it allows me to control the amount of fat that goes into it, add up more protein into that without adding more fat. So just under 100 grams, 2 eggs, so that's about 14 grams protein, 9 grams of fat. We'll then top that up, so that gives us just over 230, so just under 30 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat. Carbs, I like to mix it up with Jude's vanilla ice cream with my omelette. No. In here contains potato cakes, tatty scones, and then a bagel to go with that, with some lighter butter, because I'm not eating dry bread. Mushrooms done. These now go into the microwave, ready for when I start cooking the omelette. 30 seconds in there, and then under the grill. Just about to head to the gym this afternoon. I'm going to make up a shake before I go, ready for me after the workout. Obviously, you don't need to have a protein shake after the gym. We've established that, everyone kind of appreciates it now. But the gym is about a 20-minute drive away from me. Afterwards, I'm probably going to go to a supermarket as well. So that's about 40 minutes. I'll be coming back here to then make dinner, so it'll be well over an hour before I'll actually get a chance to eat anything. So this makes sense. It's an easy way to get in some extra carbs, extra protein quite quickly after the workout. So a trusty Tupperware container that I'm going to fill with whey isolate, again, vanilla flavour, but I'm going to flavour it differently. I'll show you how, which I showed you in a previous video. And this beastie of carbs, essentially, it's just maltodextrin, because I can't stand having a shake made from the tepid water you get out the water fountain. Is lactose-free milk, skimmed, so it's virtually fat-free. And because I'm going to be using vanilla flavour, which is just sweet rather than anything, I'm going to flavour it and jazz it up with stevia banana drops. If I drop a few of these into the milk here, about 3-4 drops, it's strong. That will taste as if I bought banana protein, so it saves a lot of money, and it means I can be really flexible with flavours because all of those different flavour drops. So that's that part done. Now I'm going to weigh out the protein, some more creatine to go with the creatine serving I had this morning, and then I'm adding in that maltodextrin for the extra carbs to go on top of the carbs from the milk. At this point, you're probably thinking, but Rory, that milk's going to get warm in your locker and it's going to taste horrible. Aha. Freezer blocks and a cool bag. 2 freezer blocks in there. Put the shake in there too, and the protein. And that will be like having a mini fridge in my gym locker for several hours. Makes you actually look forward to having it, which is key to sticking on track, and it's something to enjoy after a workout rather than chugging down a lukewarm, odd tasting protein shake that's made from tepid water. It's thin, it doesn't have a nice consistency. So there you go, stick that in your gym bag and thank me later. Onto the workout, and I usually warm up doing some cardio and then some calisthenic work, handstands, some rings, basically just loosening the body up, making it as flexible as possible, helping me feel like I'm ready to start lifting some weights. After that, I'll do some workout specific warm up, like these scapular pulls, just engaging the scapula and the back muscles. The first exercise was a superset of chin-ups with leg raises. The second exercise was low back extensions, which I didn't film. Exercise 3, standing plate rows. I like to stand because it allows me to generate more force and create more space in the back so I'm not hunched over, pulling further and deeper down into the lat. Then narrow pull downs for 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps, followed by single dumbbell bench curls, again slowing that eccentric motion down as much as possible, going into bench supported rows where I again engage that scapula first before actually pulling the full rep and range of motion, and finishing up with single leg standing leg curls. Back in the kitchen after the day, after the workout, time for dinner. What was that? Where I belong, yeah. Salmon tonight, salmon salad with rice. This salmon fillet has 27 grams of protein, so it's a little under what I would want ideally. So in the salad, I'll have one of these prepared mini chicken fillets, which is 8-9 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat. And the salmon is going to be air fried. I'll show you how I'm making a big salad. I call it big because obviously I'm trying to get as many carbs in as possible. So this is how to make a salad interesting, flavoursome, and increase those carbs, because usually a salad is virtually nothing. I'm going to have all of this with rice, sticky rice to be precise, because it is dense. You would usually use this for sushi or a poke bowl, but it's really easy to get down because it's so dense, it sticks together. It's not as voluminous as, say, like a flavoured Ben's packet of rice. So I recommend having this if you're trying to get the carbs in, because it's just so easy to spoon in. I will start with some air fried veg, like peppers, tomatoes that are prepared 1 or 2 days in advance. Gives it a different texture to the normal peppers, to regular tomatoes. So you mix that in, that makes it interesting. And again, easier to get down because you've already cooked them. And top tip, stick pita bread into the air fryer for 10 minutes, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil cooking spray, and it makes some fantastic croutons. Again, adding carbs to a salad very easily. I'm also going to cut up some normal pepper, again for the crunch and the texture to go against the roasted peppers. Bit of rocket, but not much. Less leaves, less volume, makes sense. I'm going to soften some cherry tomatoes in the microwave for about 10 seconds, then they'll be put in the fridge to chill down. Apple, great for adding crunch to a salad and variety, a bit of sweetness. I like to chop it as finely as possible, like really skinny flakes. For even more carbs in the salad, raisins. 10 grams of raisins, 7 grams of carbs. Gone in an instant. And of course I'm going to add some more flavour and fats to this salad with some olives. Another good one is obviously sun-dried tomatoes in oil. Right, that's the salad just about ready. I will finish that with some Pizza Express house light dressing. A serving of this is 3 grams of fat, so I always factor that into what I'm building up here. Okay, onto the salmon. Bit of olive oil spray down there. Lemon juice to absorb into the fish. Salt, essential, and pepper. And then you can just get creative with what you want to flavour your fish with. I'm keeping things really simple tonight. Some garlic paste that the fish is going to land on. Lemon juice. And then I'm going to use this Dunn's River all-purpose seasoning. And then that will be air fried for 7 to 8 minutes at about 160, 170, which should start crisping up that skin. If not, give it a couple minutes more. One last thing is, whilst the olive oil spray is good, you can't beat a touch of real olive oil for that crispy skin. So I'm just going to drop a little bit. Right, with all the prep and the hard work done and out of the way, I like to now shower, relax, so I have to do as little cooking as possible. So all I have to do now is take the salad out, stick that into the air fryer, and microwave the rice. What's up, gang? Last check-in because it is macro capping time. Okay, so 2 dark chocolate digestives, which comes to 20 grams carbs, a whopping 2 grams of protein and 8 grams of fat, and probably about 100 grams of Ben & Jerry's Lighten Up. Oh, look at that, virtually perfect.